TongFu's turn to ban.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Douyu Cup. This is going to be the second to last day, the winners bracket finals between TongFu and Vici Gaming Potential, and it's going to be a best of three. Should be a pretty good one, but TongFu have been tearing things up left, right, and center, so yeah, it looks like they're going to be going through another team that perhaps may not be quite up to snuff, but either way, Vici Gaming Potential, definitely a quality team, enough to give TongFu a run for their money. Guys, this stream is being helped supported by esportsgaming.com. It turns out you can actually bet against other people there, and the people that are betting for Vici Gaming seem to think that they're going to win. I don't know if that's where I would put my safe money, but hey, that's where people are doing it. So if you want to get some value, that's where you head over right now. I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Kefka for this best of three, and damn it, I keep on fucking forgetting to call him. He'll come here soon. It's okay, he didn't have to listen to this like stupid stuff that I was saying to start things off. But yeah, now that he is here, we'll be able to actually start this properly.
Hello, thank you for having me eventually.
I keep on forgetting, dude, because usually everyone else calls me.
Well, I'm lazy, so...
That's fine. I'm lazy too.
Yeah. And as usual in this scene, the Chinese scene, I think it's pretty much similar in every other scene. Very common first bans and first pick. Maybe the go-to pick for every team pretty much when they get the chance, which is the Tusk for TongFu here.
And then Clockwork, and then Shadow Fiend, and yeah, pretty much progressing as normal. Dazzle perhaps getting banned out a little bit earlier than usual, but still I think powerful enough in certain lineups to justify that ban. Clockwork Shadow Fiend is an opening that I just like coincidentally don't see that much. Clockwork goes very well against Shadow Fiend, but just picking them up together obviously means that you're not going to have to deal with those two heroes against each other, but they do work together very, very well, and you do grab them. Just having barriers to put up between the Shadow Fiend and his enemies, super useful.
Yeah, Clockwork being maybe the most stable hero in the game, together with Tusk, I think, at least on offlane role. Both can be pretty defensive, like help your team out to save them. Tusk, of course, has Snowball, but Cogs is very good defensively as well, but also he's a very good aggressive hero. So you have some flexibility there, which is very important to have in your early picks.
And Clockwork, if he is going to be going in that offlane, most likely he's going to be now up against a Gyrocopter pickup by TongFu. There are situations where should TongFu pick up someone like a Rubik, which should be their third pick, if it's not panned out, then Clockwork will get pulled out of his cogs and then he will not have a great time. But similarly, there's going to be times where Clockwork is going to be going up against Gyrocopter where cogs just keep him completely safe. So one of the more resistant heroes to this Gyrocopter, and if Vici Gaming don't ban out the Rubik, then that Clockwork suddenly is not going to have a great time against this Gyro. Just being able to nullify the cogs with that telekinesis, plus keep any given target in the rocket barrage. I'd be really surprised if they don't ban it or pick it themselves.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume they're gonna either ban it or pick it, and no support hero picked so far. Tusk and Gyro can both be support, but they are a lot better on their Tusk on offlane as a third position hero, and Gyrocopter as your carry, in my opinion. And two supports banned out so far, and they might be trying to limit the pool, but Viper is gonna be the ban, and Stone Spirit is a pretty good hero to get as well, because it counters Shadow Fiend quite well, in at least in mid-game. And so Vici Gaming kind of focusing on picking the counters for the Shadow Fiend mainly.
Yeah, they're trying to protect their SF as much as possible. Storm Spirit, Shadow Fiend, Clockwork, most likely going to be the cores in any given lane, but as I said, if they're not going to ban out the Rubik, then TongFu are going to have no objection whatsoever about grabbing it. It seems like they just want to avoid a bad mid lane for the Shadow Fiend at all costs with their bans, and at this point for TongFu, there are really not many truly bad lanes for this mid lane Shadow Fiend. Like, yeah, the rotations with Rubik, with like, what, a Sand King or whoever, yeah, it could be kind of deadly with those rotations in, but just the standing lane should be pretty safe for that Shadow Fiend if he does get sent towards the mid lane, or Storm Spirit as well. Like, Vici Gaming can very easily put the Shadow Fiend in a safe lane if they really wanted to.
Yeah, and there's still a Bounty Hunter possibility though for TongFu here, which could be an interesting pickup. Could be very strong at shutting down either Shadow Fiend or Storm in the mid lane, together with a strong mid lane hero. But Vici Gaming picking up the Winter Wyvern, so they have a very good hero to TP in and save the mid hero. I'm not sure if it's going to be Shadow Fiend or Storm Spirit. It can be both, like either way works. It doesn't really have to be anything right now, because TongFu hasn't showed their cards yet, so they're probably just waiting for that before they decide.
And TongFu are probably just
5
gonna wait
seconds
for that as
remaining.
long as they can, right? Just grab the mid hero last, grab random support hero right now, just to
Reserve
partner with
time.
Rubik, maybe that bounty hunter, maybe. Well, obviously a little bit more magic damage is a little more useful. We've been seeing a lot of Lina, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that either. But grab that and then make Vici Gaming really just play the guessing game for the last pick.
Yeah, Lina or Bounty would be the usual pick, I'd say. I think TongFu is one of the teams in this tournament that has showed a little bit of a different hero pool. They've picked some other heroes that I would like to see. They picked Night Stalker before, which is a hero I absolutely love. But with Tusk in the being picked up already, I doubt we will see him. But they're taking quite some time with this. But this is pretty much their most important pick here. Their fifth pick will probably be a lot more natural for them than this pick.
Yeah, because up till right now, it's just like Gyrocopter Tusk, they're so freaking strong that you just grab them pretty much no matter what.
Radiant
And then
team
Rubik,
banned.
same thing with the Gyrocopter, just such a strong partner hero there. So it is going to be the Lina pick for TongFu. Magic damage to cut through the Winter Wyvern's Embrace, and, well, nuking damage to cut through the low HP pools of the Storm Spirit and the Shadow Fiend. So TongFu's tri-lane now is super
10
deadly,
seconds remaining.
and maybe deadly enough to pull an offensive tri-lane here.
5 seconds remaining.
Possibly. This is a great pickup for the Lina from TongFu. It can be run both mid and support, so you don't show any cards. And I was thinking which game we might ban out the Tekis, since they're facing Tusk, and this is a pretty good offensive dual lane for possibility for TongFu with Tusk and Tekis, because Gyrocopter Rubik is very strong in the safe lane against the Clockwork. It's enough with two heroes, and having Lina mid it could have been some really good lanes for
10
TongFu.
seconds remaining.
Man, I would love to see
Radiant
that simply
team
because Techies, great to watch, not as much fun to play against. It's not even that fun to play with, but hey, when you're sitting in the spectator seat, the Techies definitely gets a lot better. The Band Hunter is going to be banned out by the TongFu side, fearing the snowballing power of the Storm Spirit and the Clockwork, just getting those rotations in. TongFu do have, I think, enough CC to comfortably deal with the Storm Spirit as long as they're a little bit careful with how they throw out their telekinesis, how they throw out the LSA to follow up, and where Winter Wyvern is going to be. But Vici's
5
last support
seconds
hero,
remaining.
supporting a Storm Spirit, supporting a Shadow Fiend, obviously they don't really need that much help in
Reserve
lane,
time.
unless it's going to be a full offensive tri-lane. CM, well, they got the
TongFu's
flavor win with
turn
the
to pick.
cold support heroes on their side, but CM, what are your thoughts on this hero in general? It seems like the aura is going to do some serious work here.
I think it's a very weak hero, to be honest. It has some amazing damage potential early, but she's pretty much only good early game, I think. And later, of course, the ultimate is great if you get some farm, so you can utilize it. But the problem I see with her is
10
that
seconds remaining.
all your skills are so good, but you have to choose one. Like, you can't get all three, and if you
5
get all three, they
seconds
kind of become
remaining.
weaker, because your Ice Blast, or Crystal Nova, I mean, does a lot of damage if you level it up.
Reserve
But you also
time.
want your Arcane Aura to help your teammates, which is very important for heroes like Clockwork and Shadow Fiend if they run in lane.
Well, Treant Protector, it's going to be a kind of defensive-oriented pick here for TongFu. Shove Lina over towards that mid-roll. Treant Rubik, definitely with the potential to lay some hurt into the enemies should they get a good lift up. And okay, I'm having some server issues. I'm fine. Yeah, CM, as you said, the aura is going to be really good, but you really kind of want to be offensive with this hero. I feel like most of the time you want to get as many points of either Frostbite or Nova as you can, but it's always just a juggling game. CM does have the luxury of being able to jungle, which is sometimes nice, but it is, yeah, just the freedom of jungling, not really the speed of jungling, that gets her some extra value there.
Yeah, she's pretty good early game, can be very aggressive but also farm, which is really important for a hero like Crystal Maiden.
Oh dear. The server issues start early, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're having something similar, but I could see everyone moving out. Unfortunately, they're all in their civilian poses, so yeah, I hope nothing's going to happen. I should probably just reconnect right now. It doesn't look like there's any action that's going to be happening.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not having that much problems. A little bit of frame loss, but it's pretty good here. But lane's pretty standard. Just one offlaner on both teams, it looks like, and nothing aggressive from either team. The Treant could have been very aggressive in this lane.
Alright, well, we had a potential skirmish up towards this top rune area as Clockwork does keep himself safe versus the Cogs. Rubik, not necessarily in the area, but guys, it's going to be game 1 in the best of 3. Vici Gaming Potential going up against TongFu. Here on HeflaTV 1, we do have an Immortal giveaway that's going to be happening later on after all the games have been played today, so stick around for that. But for right now, it's going to be Yang playing the Clockwork up towards top. Dogfights is on the CM. Boots first, Frostbite level 1. Maybe we can get some blood in our hands. We got Lin playing the Shadow Fiend, then down towards bottom it's James on the Winter Wyvern, and XLL on the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, we can start by looking bottom for TongFu. Sex Bingo here, making some really nice plays, which is possible with Tusk. Not everyone knows you can do this kind of stuff, but it's very nice. And in the mid lane we have U9 on the Lina, together with LPC on the Treant. Probably gonna be a bit aggressive here in mid already. And on top lane, Kabu on the Rubik and Xingqiu on the Gyrocopter.
Already putting a lot of damage into Yang right now. With the right clicks, it'll drop him really low. Will it be enough to actually kill him? Would they eat through the tree? They get the vision, they do get the last hit. Kabu draws it. Xingqiu damage from the tower. That's not going to kill him either. No living armor, no problem. Diving a tower. The Gyrocopter is just going to destroy the Clockwork. Even with level 1 Rocket Barrage, at this point, yeah, it does a high amount of damage, but not that high. The Clockwork just got way out of position there, and Kabu drawing the first blood is deadly. This guy's Rubik is the truth, dude. He's no slouch on this hero.
Yeah, and TongFu actually has 2 Rubik players. LPC plays an amazing Rubik as well, so it's a bit sad to see this team because they have. Yeah, I want to see both playing Rubik because they're both very amazing. And but I think Kabu might be the more experienced one, so he's gonna take it most time, I think.
And it's time for game 2, Rubik.
Yeah, possibly. But mid lane going pretty good for Lina here. We saw Treant rotate mid, put some pretty nice aggression up and helping out the Lina in early game, which is gonna be very nice because you don't really want to let Shadow Fiend snowball on top lane. Rubik.
Yeah, he gets a lift up onto Yang, but just being able to hit through your cogs in one hit for the Clockwork, gonna get him a free pass out, and he should be able to grab this rune. Unfortunately for him, not a haste rune, which maybe would have made things difficult for Kabu there, but yeah, it's still
Bottom
gonna be
lane,
a rune.
double damage. This could be a kill on Tusk. He has his spells, but he can't really use them without dying. Winter Wyvern.
Oh, just short of that. Storm Spirit is not really here that can help out in those situations, especially just, well, being too far away doesn't exactly help out there. And Winter Wyvern's damage output, just as far as right clicks are concerned, 42 is very, very low on the base damage scale. Like, even Rubik has 52, so yeah, Wyvern, even with DD, not hitting super hard, so Sex Mingo's still going to be able to stick around in this lane. Yeah, the Arctic Burn is going to be very annoying. He does have to fear the Crystal Maiden, but CM has actually gone for 2 points in the aura, trying to put a little bit more faith into her teammates. That's going to limit her offensive capabilities.
Yeah, it might pay off though. All the lanes of Vici Gaming kind of need some mana regen, and they could be a lot more greedy because this Storm Spirit especially might not need to pick up a Soul Ring if it decides. Might just want to rush Orchid or something like that and be very aggressive a bit earlier. But this Tusk was lucky earlier that there was no boots on Vici Gaming. He would have died if either of the heroes had boots.
Yeah, boots sometimes just way too expensive for someone like a Winter Wyvern, who's doing a decent job at zoning out the Tusk with the Arctic Burn, but ultimately, as long as Tusk maintains this type of spacing, he's not going to die, he's not going to get that much experience either. His Observer Ward spotting out his entire movement array, so he doesn't have to worry about a Crystal Maiden. Now, that may throw a wrench into things. He has a Snowball, which may get him out towards the CM, and it will. Storm Spirit, though, still going to get that overload hit. Sex Bingo can take a lot of damage. There's the living armor for only a second.
Though.
The right click's not going to work out. He has 5 stick charges. He will be just fine. That was super close, though.
It was kind of close, but I think I thought it was going to go down, to be honest. But Crystal Maiden, like you mentioned earlier, 2 points in the Arcane Aura. That's actually why they lost that kill, to be honest. If he had gone in one Crystal Nova, that would have been a dead Tusk for sure.
Yeah, or just like
Dire's
level 2
middle
Frostbite
tower is
or
under attack.
anything else, but the Aura probably would have gotten them that kill. So when you go for this type of build, it's probably just going to be Crystal Maiden wanting to sit in the back and jungle it up and just try to get some farm there. And Frostbite is a ridiculously good skill at killing off those single creeps, but you have an awkward stage where all the big creeps are dead and the little creeps are preventing the big creeps from spawning again. So yeah, this CM is in a pretty awkward jungling position right now. You don't want to go for Mud Golems because that just takes way too long, and going for anything else, it's the only option, but it also takes a hell of a long time.
Yeah, but either way, the Tusk not dying, it doesn't matter that much since the first battle has already happened. If just him forcing him back, he had to run all the way back to the lane and then also run back to base and then run back here to the bottom lane. It took him quite some time. It's pretty much the same as getting a kill, only that you lose a little, you don't get the same gold, but Tusk loses more experience than he would have if he died.
Looks like Tusk may be thinking about doing some more Ice Shard shenanigans. Gonna catch 2 of his creeps right now, which may be enough to pull the wave all the way back to his tower, so just trying to get a little bit of experience there. Over towards the mid lane, U9 going to be progressing onwards versus the Shadow Fiends. So far this lane has gone pretty well for both sides, pretty much drawing perfectly even. However, Lina does have that magical level 6 mark. And Shadow Fiend, he does have a Wraith Band. He is not, I don't think, going to outright die to this combo of Lina, although level 7 does make things a little bit sketchy. He will get a little bit of help from Dogfights right now, who's just spotted by U9. Now, the Crystal Maiden, she will die to just a Dragon Slave and a Gloom Blade. So, CM, you got to play your cards super carefully. Dogfights, going to throw the Nova, just slowing down the level 6. But LSA, if that lands, Dogfights will just die right now. Denies the rune, but the LSA does land into Lin regardless. Laguna Blade, that's not going to do it. They need a Dragon Slave right now. He will get far away. There's another Dragon Slave coming up. If this connects, that should still be a kill. Lin trying to juke it out. They actually go instead for Dogfights. Gonna get embraced right now. Rubik and Treant Protector have arrived, but CM at full HP right now. Going to try to go for Kabu. That's not gonna happen. Dragon Slave will get the Lina the kill. Not on the target they really wanted, but it's a kill nonetheless. And meanwhile, towards top, Yang trying to dodge a call down. Aggression from Xingqiu, not gonna do that much there, but it is just going to be a rotation in from this Winter Wyvern, so costing them a TP scroll. And also CM and Shadow Fiend to essentially die.
Yeah, but I think CM is okay with that def. But I think Lina U9 here, I think she used Dragon Slave on Shadow Fiend, so he clicked on Shadow Fiend. So when he got poked, it didn't get off. If he had used it on the ground, I think he could have gotten that kill. I'm not sure, but it's a possibility. And Treant starting to do Treant things already. This is very common. Oh, that was very well played by James here.
Yeah, nice read from this Winter Wyvern. I mean, you see the Treant there, you could assume that he's probably up to something, but that something is not necessarily always going to be, placing an Observer Warden in a position that would scout out the Shadow Fiend's management of this hard camp, and that's probably, that was the Observer Ward's prime objective, but it was a good read and going to keep that Shadow Fiend's potential juggling a little bit safer. Up towards top, Xingqiu going to run into a whole mess of enemies. Call down Rocket Barrage. Will it be enough to actually kill off Yang? First missile going to connect. Second one will also connect as he will slip out of there with 11 stick charges. He'll turn things around. Cogs will bump it back, but he still will have enough damage to keep on fighting. Flat Cannon will not get the kill on Yang. Will neither get the kill on Dogfight. However, here comes the gank party. It's the Lina and Rubik. They'll take down the CM again in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Gyrocopter gets to live.
Yeah, and this Crystal Maiden build is not really paying off. She went for this greedy build with Arcane Aura in level 2, and she's trying to be aggressive. And I think if she had been skilling different, this could have been a very good game for the Crystal Maiden. With the level 1 Crystal Nova on the bottom kill earlier, Tusk, there would have been a kill, and that kill could have resulted in she being another level, which could have, in result, killed the Gyrocopter there. So a lot of... of course, it's not like it's her fault because she went to build. It's just the results as she being a bit greedy, and it could be worth it. It might not though.
It's just the playstyle of the CM and the skill build is a little bit of a mismatch, and usually don't have that issue with one hero in and of themselves. Usually it's like a team and their itemization and their playstyle not matching correctly, but we are the first users of Hookshot over towards mid. Yang unfortunately does not connect on LPC's Treant, and even if he did Treant Protector with Lina coming in, I don't really know if that would have worked out well for the Clockwork, so maybe it's good for him that he missed that Hookshot. But either way, TongFu sitting on a 3-kill lead right now. Tusk closing in on his level 6, so his kill potential is increasing. LPC just trying to get some D-ward action, yet he gets messed up by Roshan, which is unfortunate for the Treant, but up towards top, the aggression, this power from the Gyrocopter Rubik combo is just going to force Yang way out of lane, and this tower is going to take some serious hurt. U9's also going to arrive. The Rubik-Lina combo, also something to be feared. Yang is in a bad position right now. He's going to get missiles dropped on his head, lifted up into the air, into a Dragon Slave. No Dragon Slave. It's going to be saved. Laguna Blade instead to take down that Clockwork. Here comes Dragon Slave onto Dogfight, dropping him really low, but here comes the Storm Spirit as well, trying to go for U9. It will not be enough because the Living Armor is going to keep her alive for a little while longer. Turn things around with the Rocket Barrage, trying to go for XLL. They'll take down Crystal Maiden as well. That's going to be a double for U9 with another LSA onto James. They'll drop the Winter Wyvern low, but now here comes Lin. With the Fade Bolt, they'll take down that 4th hero, but now Lin will force out Kabu with the lift up. Rubik should be just fine, but ultimately, Vici Potential bring their entire team up to the top lane and lose 4 heroes and only gain 2.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, Clockwork could catch her. He has Tranquils, I think. Oh, that's a Histron. I think he has this kit. Yeah, he doesn't even need it.
Well, Kabu's gonna get caught in the cogs. He'll get brought down as well. Ultimately, the kills that Vici Potential get, the fact that Lin does survive, they kill off the Lina, they kill off the Gyrocopter, makes it so that trade is actually not too terrible. They trade off as, you know, the Tusk is free on the bottom lane to get his level 6 to get a little bit of extra farm there, but man, that dive, Vici Potential kind of salvaged it a little bit, but still, I'm not really sure if that was entirely worth it.
It was pretty even with the final kill on Rubik there, but it's not really what you want to have. They rotated pretty well, to be honest, and they only managed. They didn't manage to save anyone pretty much. It's a bit sad for Clockwork there that the Gar ultimate gives vision. Otherwise, he could do some amazing work in the jungle when they try to chase him in. But in the end, the Vici Gaming kind of salvaged it, like you said, and it was pretty much even trade. TongFu didn't get too much on the other lanes. Tusk got some free farm and losses, but it wasn't too much, so it didn't really cost Vici Gaming a ton there.
Oh, dogfights. He has Tusk to the north. He's spotted out by a Treant, who does have level 1 in the leech seed. I think that's enough to kill off the CM, generally soft hero, especially since she's hanging around to kill off the birds. Here comes a snowball, shards and walrus punch. Won't outright kill her, but I don't think she has much of a hope here. Maybe with level 6 you'd be able to put a little bit of damage into these heroes, but that's not going to happen. Winter Wyvern's going to arrive, as will the rest of Vici Potential actually. Bex Bingo going to get ball landing forward. He's going to get obliterated on impact. Hookshot now to Una in the background, and the Lina's caught. LSA will connect onto 2, but she doesn't have enough help to actually survive this. She will go down, however, taking 1 kill with her. That's a Storm Spirit down. LPC hiding in the Roche Pit, but was spotted as Lin draws a dominating spree off of that one. That's a 3 for 2 in favor, this time, of Vici Potential. Once again, Lin surviving and collecting huge. Gonna buy a straight-up Shadow Blade.
Do it with flair.
Yeah, it was pretty big for Vici Gaming Potential. Unfortunately for them, Storm Spirit kinda messed that up, and actually this could be a dead Shadow Fiend.
He's gonna get lifted up into the missiles. He's gonna run the other way, however, still Rocket Barrage is gonna do a lot of damage. Cog stolen, they'll push him back, interrupt it once. They can't interrupt it again, but the Rockets don't care. With Death Requiem, though, they get the kill on the Gyrocopter. I did not see that one coming, dude. I thought the Shadow Fiend was dead for sure, and everyone in TongFu was gonna be fine.
Yeah, I thought at first I thought Shadow Fiend would actually turn around and kill both, but then the Cogs stole and didn't see that happening. And I thought when the Cogs came out, I thought that was a very nice play from TongFu. But Gyrocopter misplayed it slightly with standing on Shadow Fiend when he died. Even though he wants to use his Rocket Barrage, he doesn't have to stand directly on. If he, of course, Shadow Fiend is gonna look to stand on him. He's gonna follow him even because he knows he's dead.
The telekinesis and call down was also a little bit messed up. Like you gotta communicate that a little bit better for TongFu. You gotta hit him with those primer missiles. If they do, then the Requiem probably never would have come out in the first place. So
yeah,
TongFu with a little bit of mistakes making with their Rubik and Gyro combo.
It's really annoying the situation because both heroes or both people, they react instantly. They use the call down immediately because he's not sure if Rubik will be in range because he was kind of on the edge, and Rubik wants to lift immediately to set up the call down. And slight mistake from Kabe, he shouldn't have thrown him in the end, but those situations are so annoying because it always happens. Like it happens every now and then. You can't really blame anyone when it happens because it's just unluck pretty much.
You just gotta sit back and accept it and try not to make that mistake again. He's gonna go back to the top lane. Top lane tier 1 was taken, but now hookshot into Jinkyu. He's gonna get caught on the cogs. Rocket Barrage is gonna return a lot of damage, however, there's the freezing field. Jinkyu's gonna fight to his last breath. Yang dropping very low as well. Dogfights will drop. Yang will survive, albeit barely. Support heroes coming in the form of the Rubik. He's a little bit too late incoming though. Gyrocopter putting up a pretty decent fight before he dies, however, he did die and then get the kill. Yeah, so he didn't get any experience off of that. Still, it's a successful kill for Vici Potential.
Yeah, some nice rotations, and it's a bit unfortunate that they lose heroes while doing that, but they're of course very happy with it. Killing Gyro, especially getting experience on Clockwork and farm on him is very important. It's they really need a blame mill on him if he wants to go in these fights because he can actually get blown up so fast from Lina and Gyrocopter, so it's very important he gets this basic farm.
And for a Gyrocopter, it's usually like pretty much instant response of, oh shit, I'm cogged, I'm going to use all my skills, but the call down and the rockets will hurt the Gyrocopter just as much as it'll hurt the Clockwork, so that's probably not going to be a good snap response there. We do have a 4-man smoke being armed up from the TongFu side. Looks like they're a little bit indecisive of where they want to go. but I think they're ultimately going to end up in this bottom lane where XL in dogfights, maybe looking for a jump in on this Treant Protector. How tasty can this Treant Protector appear right now? Because if he sticks around, tries to bait them in, it looks like Vici Potential might lose 2 heroes. At the very least, they'll lose their Lina for sure. Their CM rather. The Dragon Slave, Laguna Blade, not going to outright get the kill, but they will grab it in the end. Now they're on the hunt for XLL. Lift him up, Snowball, Chain Stun is there with the Walrus Punch as well. That Storm Spirit didn't stand a chance. He'll drop as well. With 5 heroes in the bottom lane for TongFu, looks like this tower is going to receive some hurt.
Yeah, I thought that was a big mistake from Unite committing Laguna Blade, but it was actually perfect because Stormblade got cocky because they knew that Lina didn't have her ultimate, and they just had, what a beautiful smoke in there. A bit lucky they got 2 kills, but it was amazing. And Lina going for the force staff instead of the normal Yules build, which is not very common, but they really want to use a force staff against the Clockwork. It's if you can pick up force staff before Clockwork has blade mail or force staff himself, you can actually kinda that Clockwork becomes a non-factor in some cases, and it's very annoying to play against the force staff when you're Clockwork and you don't have your basic farm.
Yeah, Lina is essentially trading off her own kill potential for survivability for the team. And in a force staff to get Lina into those fights, it's not too terrible in and of itself. So it's, well, maybe not going to matter in the long run. If she keeps on getting these kills, she may yet grab a very fast Yule Scepter and then will be able to set up for her own combos. And the force staff then is just going to be a nice value item to have. The top lane tower has dropped to the Shadow Fiend at the same time. Gyrocopter heats down the bottom lane, and now seems like TongFu, they're on the hunt. They see the Storm Spirit right now. Do they have enough CC this time? They have the Lina there, but this is really where you want to have that Yule Scepter. XL is in a pretty good position right now. Kabu circling around, has the lift. However, XL is going to put a lot of damage to Kabu, bursts him down before he gets a single spell off. I mean, they knew he was there. Now the overgrowth is going to happen. They're going to instantly TP out, at least with Lin. He's going to be just fine. XL has quite a bit more mana. He should be fine as well. That was just messy. Unai's going to force staff forward, looking for an LSA. We'll connect it onto James. The Laguna Blade should get the kill here, or at least guarantee it. And the Rockets are all they need. They do get a kill on the Winter Wyvern, ultimately making it a 1-1, but that was a interesting play from the Rubik, to say the least.
I think it was more, I'm not sure, I think he lost vision. I think it was a big mistake from Treant actually. He should have scouted high ground there, and of course it's also a bit of a mistake from Rubik, but they should have communicated better. And Treant should scout that so that Rubik doesn't have to like run like that. We saw Lina actually rotate around. She didn't want to go up on high ground, so she ran the other way, which is the safer play, and it cost TongFu a kill, but they got the trade on Winter Wyvern at least. But Clockwork managed to pick up Blade Mail meanwhile, which is very important for him.
Alright, so we got items coming up on Yang right now. Still, Shadow Fiend has been walking around with this Shadow Blade, and I don't think he's actually used it to do anything yet. However, he will potentially run to X-Bingo. There's the hook shot in. They see him. However, the Kabu is here to lift him up. Walrus Punch, and X-Bingo gets down to the low ground. What the hell happened there? We got force staff, they get bumped down. Cog's gonna get stolen. Snowball back in. Yang now trapped in the shards. That's some karmic justice for the Clockwork right there. Xinkyu comes in with the rockets and kills him off. Force staff is up on Kabu for a support to have force staff at the same time as the mid lane. That's a pretty nice amount of farm on this hero, and that's exactly why force staff is so good up against Clockwork, because you could do crazy shit like that. They're now gonna go for this mid lane tier 1, and with lacking the Clockwork and with him having no hook shot, it looks like this tower will be fortified and it will be kind of defended.
Yeah, they actually managed to defend it. I thought TongFu would go for it, but they're gonna fall back. A bit risky against Storm Spirit, even though he doesn't have the most mana. But if they take a fight and it's even, then when Clockwork spawns, he TPs in and hooks. It could be horrible. And but the cogs are so weird sometimes, and also with Tusk Ice Shards being there, you don't know what's gonna happen. Pretty much, they could end up anywhere.
Yeah, well, the plan is always force staff out, and then kind of take it as it comes, because you can't really prepare for it that much. We have Rubik under Nature's Guise. He will find an angle onto the Storm Spirit to go in. Lift up is there. Where's the chain stun? LSA perfectly on the mark. The damage potential is there, and they get the cog bump back as well. Storm Spirit down. Very well executed by the TongFu side. Storm Spirit not really having a great time in this game. 0, 4, and 5. He's been arriving in these fights, just he hasn't really been collecting those kills, and Storm Spirit is going to go for this aggressive Orchid build as you were mentioning. Even if he does grab this, it's a silence, but still, oh, mid lane, they're going to jump in for Q. Gonna drop the call down, gonna get cursed up, however, he's very dead. Yang, however, still stuck in those missiles. TP coming in from X Bingo, Snowball willing to drop the TP out. Walrus Punch, Shards should get the kill, and they do. Now they get built up onto James as well, however, they need more heroes here. Kabu's gonna force that out before Dogfights can get the Frostbite on him. And the rest of TongFu, they are kind of slowly trickling in, so they can't go for a ton more, but still, they lose the Gyrocopter, they gain the Clockwork kill, at least they get something.
It was a clutch 4-step from the Rubik, but the Stormspeed is dying a lot, to be honest, and I wonder if he should have gone for a BKB rush. I think it's a very underestimated build to just get BKB as soon as possible. If he gets a BKB early here, there's nothing TongFu can do to deal with him, with Lina going for 4-step quite early. She's gonna have the Aghanim's very soon though, but he could have had a BKB very soon, and I think he could have pretty much killed anyone on TongFu with Gyro not being that tanky, with not going BKB. And it's gonna be very hard for the Stormspeed in fights. He has to rely on Clockwork making some big plays, I think.
Yeah, just have the Clockwork jump in, have the Shadow Fiend even show himself with the Shadow Blade and do some damage there, and then after that happens, then you jump in. You ideally would like to silence the Lina and then destroy her, or at least just get her off the board. Because she has no Yule Scepter, she doesn't have that silence debuff ability. TongFu, they're going to go on the hunt though. They're going to find Storm Spirit once again. Do they have enough damage? They will! Call down Rockets, so much damage. And that's going to be Storm Spirit down again. Dogfights, he was spotted in, I think. It seems like they might have spotted it, but they're going to get a hookshot into X Bingo instead. Snowball's there. The Snowball's going to put the Tusk in a bad position. Requiem, thinking about it from Lin, will be thrown, which will force everyone else from TongFu to take a lot of damage in the backline. Sex Bingo still alive right now because that living armor will die to Death Requiem. However, they do kill off the Shadow Fiend in exchange. Now to James they go. Dogfights though with the freezing field doing a lot of damage to the Rubik. We'll get that kill, but here comes Q, and U9 is still alive right now. LSA onto James. They should get this kill on the Winter Wyvern, and LPC is also arrived with the Overgrowth. That's going to be everyone on Vici potential going down, with Q still standing at full HP. That was a 5-for-2 trade, dude. That is a great fight for TongFu, and now they're going to get this tier 1.
Yeah, what a slaughter. This Shadow Fiend is not tanky at all. Going for Shadow Blade into Manta.
Wow.
They don't have to commit any ultimates. They just frozen random spell and he's dead already, which is what happened, and it's not working out. They are so squishy on Vici Gaming here, with Stormspirit not having any items yet. And Clockwork is somewhat tanky with the Blade Mill, but all the heroes of Vici Gaming are just dying so fast. Even though they are doing some damage, they got a kill, but Lina with a nice 4-step getting out for a few seconds, so she gets a time to go back into, and I really think Vici Gaming needed some BKBs.
And at this point, BKB, not even sure if that's going to help them entirely. The Aghanim Scepter is completed on U9, and Q, he's getting something. It's going to be components of his BKB, so he'll be able to stand and fight toe-to-toe with the Aegis. That's definitely going to help out as well. It's a free Roshan for TongFu after the tower, after getting a complete team wipe, 12-22, and they're kind of getting everything together right now. Still, like, they've made some mistakes across this game, but not really many, since we pointed out like the mismanagement of the Gyrocopter and the Rubik. We do have Vici potential though, still a lot of kill potential, and they're going to jump in towards Kabu, bump him back with the Cogs, pull him back with the Storm Spirit. Armor is there. Kabu though is going to be very dead. LPC even wandering in. He's going to get the Overgrowth there, and he has backup incoming. Snowball to the backline is going to stun all of them. Unai is going to jump right in with the LSA. Dragon Slide, that'll kill off the Clockwork. Lunar Blade will take on Storm Spirit, and the CM will die just with random AoE from the Tusk. That's going to be a 3-for-1. That's a great trade for Kabu to make, and Jinkyu now completes up his BKB, and there's another tower that they could take now.
Yeah, and the Storm Spirit is not working out at all. I think he needs to step up his game. XSL here has made some pretty big mistakes, especially if you remember the first death from him on bottom lane when he jumped into Cogs and got Lina stun and just nuked down. He didn't have to go for that. He could have stayed outside the Cogs, and just that one death is resulting in so many deaths nowadays, or like in this stage of the game. And Shadowfiend managed to pick up the kill with the Shadow Blade, which is very important, especially on a hero like Tusk, a core hero that kinda is a very nice hero if he gets farm. And but TongFu can probably get a lot of towers with this Aegis on Gyrocopter, also a 10-second BKB, and Lina is so farmed as well, being a huge factor in these fights.
And she's looking for a solo kill right now. Laguna Blade, it's only level 2 one, unfortunately, so there's not 100-0 territory on this Crystal Maiden, but Dragon Slave will get the kill. Or not, she'll just miss everything, that's fine too. I mean, hey, what do I know? That was interesting. She's maybe not done yet? Okay, well, you don't make that mistake if you have Yule Scepter. Let's just point that one out right away. She does have a haste rune, so this incoming Clockwork should not be able to punish that play. But Lina just with the warning shots, showing her sister who's boss.
Yeah, was Glimmy Cape is a value item here, even though Laguna Blade is very good against it. She needed to get her stun off. And slightly lucky, Crystal actually had 16 stick charges and they didn't even have to use it, so that's very nice for her. TongFu, I wonder if they're gonna be aggressive here. I'm not sure if they're looking for any core pickups. Doesn't seem like they are really close to any items, except Rubik picking up something maybe, but pretty much only stats in that case. And I really think they should pressure their advantage. Without Vici Bees on Vici Gaming, they can't really stand up at all. And Shadowfiend is very close to it if he chooses to go with, and I think it's going to be a lot harder for TongFu after.
Lynn's gonna find Jingu. Lots of damage from the Shadow Blade. This Gyrocopter will hop his BKB before he uses his Aegis right now, but he's still doing a hell of a lot of damage. They catch Yang without in good position for his cogs. He will be brought down eventually. X-Bingo's gonna get cursed up. He will be brought down. Shards blocking the chase, so TongFu can only get that one kill. They will, however, keep the Gyrocopter alive, still has his Aegis, and they're looking for a little bit more. Lynn, he does have a Shadow Blade, however, there's dust on Kabu. If this dust lands, Lynn's going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble, but he's going to run straight to the north very quickly at that. And Shadowfiend should be free and clear, maybe, although Kabu's going on the hunt. He is going to see him. Oh, I think he saw him, but it was a little bit too late. Over in mid, LPC does die. Dream Protector solo. Now here comes Storm. He's invis, but there's dust because of the Shadow Fiend. Kabu's going to get into a fight that he probably shouldn't be getting into. Still, he has a spell steal. What's he going to grab? It's going to be Ball Lightning. That's a big one for the Rubik. Now he has a form of initiating. Unfortunately, XL is going to teleport away, so that Ball Lightning still not going to be useful just yet, but this is a great skill to have on Rubik.
Yeah, and Storm picking up a really big kill. Shows that he can be aggressive, and it's I think it's really good for him. Just mindset that he gets a kill finally after dying quite a few times in a row, and also the Shadowfiend should be picking up BKB in a few seconds, or like he need 100 gold, so he has to wait a bit. But he should be going for BKB here. I don't see him going for anything else. Yeah, he actually has it now. So very nice for him. And Glimmy Capes are up for both supports in Vici Gaming, and that can be quite scary. It's without a gem yet, at least. They have some dust, which is nice, but you really want a gem against this.
They have 2 satchels of dust at the moment, and yeah, as you said, gem is definitely what you want. So maybe like at this point, knowing that both the Wyvern and the CM have picked it up, like up till now it's just been the CM, at least with the real threat, but with 2 of them you definitely want to have a little bit more commitment to your true sight, so they should be looking for that one pretty soon. Putting it on any of these heroes is not really going to be super safe as far as gem carriers are concerned.
Clockwork in mid. Oh, he got blown up. Lina just using all spells and he goes down to 10 HP immediately. LPC scouting out top lane as well. I think they might rotate here because there's okay, Games has the TP right now, otherwise he will die, I think.
Yeah, I think it's too late. He's gonna get run into, and he's gonna try to fly to the low ground. Kabu has a Blink, Force Staff, and Ball Lightning, though. Here comes the Storm Spirit, gonna try to help out, at least try to get the kill on Kabu, but he has a Glimmer Cape himself. He'll be just fine as XL gonna straight TP out of there. No lift up from Kabu there. They'll instead just save the lift for James. Maybe they could have even gotten 2 there, but still, it's just gonna be death of the Winter Wyvern. No deaths on the TongFu side. TongFu, I feel, there's constantly getting slightly better trades pretty consistently, and that's going to put them at about a 5k gold and experience lead at the moment. Vici potential, they can still fight because they have this BKB Shadow Fiend, but I don't know if this Shadow Blade is necessarily doing enough work. He's going to try to go for the 1v3, at least try to grab this tower. There's a Walrus Punch here, plus the Laguna Blade. Lynn, super greedy. He's not even going to get the tower. Ball letting in, though.
I think he could be dead as well. Does he has enough mana to go up on high ground at least. If he hadn't managed that, I think he would have been a dead Storm Spirit again. But that was some aggressive play from Shadowfiend, and he's pretty much the hero on Vici game that hasn't made any mistakes and really performed. But that death was not what he wanted, and the thing Vici Gaming had was the Shadowfiend, and now he's dying like that. It's not good at all, and it might be very bad for their mindset as a team.
Radiant's top tower.
That was a 10-second BKB charge there as well. Like, the BKB is nice and everything, but Aghanim's Laguna Blade level 3, like, that took out, what, 75% of his HP, something like that? I don't exactly know how much HP he has, but rest assured, guys, that 950 pure damage will destroy most of Hero's health pool most of the time. So, yeah, Shadow Fiend just, I guess, underestimating that damage, underestimating the right-click damage of these, I guess, quote-unquote, spellcasters. So it's going to be, bottom lane, XL is going to get lifted up, drawn into a Laguna, no, it's not going to land, actually. LSA completely whiffs again. Miscommunication from Kabu, and this time U9. He's going to pop the BKB, this time the Lina, and there's going to be no response here from the Vici potential side. They're going to chase forward for Yang. Shard's going to block him off. Hookshot will land, but that's not going to do that much. He'll get worked down, that's going to be a kill there. And, well, it's not the kill that they wanted. Obviously, they wanted to get the Storm Spirit, but a kill is a kill, and they'll be happy with that one. They did take down the tier 2 in the top lane at the trade of a tier 1, but that's not really a huge deal for TongFu.
Yeah, and Clockwork making a big mistake, I think, there. He kind of had a chance to survive that, but he, like, I'm not sure if he even tried. He cogged way too late. He didn't try to hook anything to get out, and Tusk on mid lane here on the river might go down. There's not enough mana on Storm Spirit, it looks like. Very unfortunate for him. If he had gotten that kill, that would have been a huge momentum swing and could have made him have the Bloodstone very soon. But Tusk surviving and getting closer to his BKB himself.
And that when that comes up, then Vici Potential's damage output is really going to drop. Like, Storm Spirit's right clicks are okay. Shadow Fiend obviously has a lot of right clicks as well, but at this point, still a lot of damage coming out of Vici Potential is going to be magical.
Oh, they have vision on Storm. Ooh.
And Kabu, he's looking for a spell steal. He doesn't have vision, unfortunately. I think if it's daytime, you do have vision there. He was still on the low ground, I believe.
Check the top ward real fast before they reward that. That was a value ward. Stormpit catching that in the last second, and Rubik with Gem went for the kill instead of rewarding, which is the right play. You have to try and get it while you see Storm, but really lucky for him that his supports are doing some nice warding. But with this gem, it's gonna be a lot harder for Vici Gaming to have ward control, and it's really good against the Mask Limit Cape that's coming out from Vici Gaming as well.
Yeah, you really need True Sight, especially if you're up against heroes like Lina and Tusk, who can very quickly get on you and then destroy you in a matter of seconds. They're going to smoke up and have a whole bunch of invis heroes behind Xingqiu. Although I'm pretty sure this is obvious. Like, I would feel most teams would know that, oh, this gyrocopter is probably not pushing our tier 3s by himself. Although he's doing a hell of a lot of damage, man. He's going to get jumped, hookshot in as well. Here comes the backup. LSA and the Laguna Blade. That'll kill off the Storm Spirit immediately. Dogfights, he's channeling the Freezing Field. Stolen by Kabu. Will be brought down as well. As Gyrocopter sitting in the BKB will be just fine. Now going towards James. The Embrace. The Glimmer Cape's going to save him first of all, and the Embrace won't even need it. U9 going to get Force Staffed out of there. Tower is going to be destroyed by the Siege Creep, I think, but TongFu get 2 free kills, plus they get away without any casualties, plus they actually grab Freezing Field. Not really sure how relevant that is going to be, but still that has so much potential here from Kabu.
Yeah, and he might get caught.
Sometimes
does
you
not
just gotta
have
farm. He's going to get the lift
no
up. Look, he has no Force Staff because he uses to get down from the hill. He has Nature's Guise though, he'll blink out. And the dust, did that actually miss? It didn't even connect, so now Nature's Guy is going to guarantee Kabu's escape. That was a little bit weird there, but Xingqiu is going to arrive. Probably not in a good place. He's going to get worked down. U9, though, has an Invis Rune, sees Lin right now. Lots of damage from the call-down missiles, plus the Laguna Blade available. They'll blow up the Shadow Fiend again. No BKB would have saved him there, man. That's going to be TongFu getting away with absolute murder. They don't lose anyone. And hey, look at that. Roshan is up.
Yeah, and this is looking very grim for Vici Gaming. They're not playing very well, I'd say. They're not playing together as a team at all, I think. And that mid fight looked pretty good. I think TongFu kind of overextended, but Storm Spirit and Clockwork just jumps in. And Shadow Fiend isn't even TPing, he's just farming bottom. Meanwhile, I'm not sure what their plan was, because if Shadow Fiend had TP'd in there and just popped BKB, I think he could have gotten a huge Requiem. And also Storm Spirit, if he had buyback there, I think they could have killed everyone on TongFu with some bigger plays.
And now they're going to try to make some sort of cheese play, grab the Aegis. Unfortunately, with Winter Wyvern and Clockwork both there, they still don't quite have enough. They'll both be brought down at that. Gyrocopter got Force Staffed from one high ground to the other, yet he already got the call down off, and he had enough targets to do some serious damage. So Clockwork and Winter Wyvern, both heroes who can, kind of abuse cliffs to some extent, just not enough. So TongFu grab the Aegis, and they get 2 free kills. And at this point, I think Vici Potential, they still kind of have to make those type of desperation plays, but definitely not working out for them. Now the advantage of TongFu really starting to stack up at 10k plus in net worth, 15k plus in experience. And Xingqiu, he has the Aegis. He's going to go straight down the mid lane by himself. That's a pretty bold move. He does have Tusk behind him. He does have a lot of damage, so just going for melee racks can at least force Storm Spirit back. He's going to TP, but he needs time to actually fill his mana pool. There is a Fortify there, and TongFu is going to have no more damage output for a couple more seconds, but with no Lina here, that's kind of a weird play to make. TongFu now going to get jumped, has a BKB still, as X-Bingo going to blink in, just scare away the Storm. And it looks like that should just about be it. However, with Lina arriving, they can continue this push. And it seems like they really want to do that. No Treant, but still with living armor available. TongFu's going to charge the high ground. Fearless. Absolutely fearless. If he loses Aegis here, it's not a big deal. Kabu looking for a steal. Not going to find a hookshot into backline. It's going to be Unam and Storm Spirit joining in the fray as well with TongFu. He's standing in the middle of everything with a call down there. Doing so much damage with the fly cannon. BKB's even up. They take down the Shadow Fiend. And Yang didn't get the kill on either of those two targets. Storm Spirit also died. That's a quick 3 kill for TongFu and a quick game at that.
Yeah, Garrett just being way too big, and desperation plays from Vici Gaming all over with the mediocre plays in the mid lane when they pushed high ground earlier. They just went in completely not together at all, and then Roshan, the desperation plays pretty much everywhere in late game, and they still didn't even get to late game, to be honest, mid game still, and they really need to step up. I think they have to a lot better, especially XSL on the Stone Spirit needs to perform, and 8 deaths on a Stone Spirit with only 1 kill, it's not what you want to be, and it's very rare to see someone being that having that bad score on a Stone Spirit, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's especially when there's like Gyrocopter and Lina on the other end who are just getting absolutely everything that they could possibly want. Storm Spirit just did not have a good time in this game. Maybe it's a side effect of just not having a ton of relevant supports there, like Winter River and Storm Spirit, kind of as a dual lane with potential CM rotating in as well. That's fine, but it's not necessarily strong enough, clearly. So Vici Potential now down a game. If they lose the next one, they're not going to be eliminated. This is winners bracket finals, guys. So still no elimination on the line just yet, but still, it's rather not what they want to be. Winner of this does get a nice seat in the grand finals for tomorrow. Guys, I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined by Kefka, and we'll be right back for game 2 between TongFu and Vici Potential. Don't go anywhere.